Hello and thank you for joining the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Ozubakum. Today on the program, bandits kill 13 soldiers in Niger as Nigerian Air Force loses helicopter in operation. CBN vows to crack down on currency speculators as outrage widens to 206 naira to $1, enabling round tripping. And later on the show, NNPCL retail denies planning fresh petrol hike. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade, Otitoju, and Olayinka Oyebile. Thank you for staying with us. Jide, what's up with our people in FCT? We had a show last week and we talked about a minister being appointed from the FCT for the first time, and you were talking about the situation with the FCT before the creation. It's as if that did not get well with the indigenous of the FCT, our viewers.
Yes, we were discussing their demand that the president should make the FCT minister, should make the indigenous of FCT
the minister of.
I then said that by nature man is Oliver Twist, that for the first time
We're having
they have a minister of FCT instruction. Now they want that minister to be in charge of FCT. And I said, the president reserves the right to make anyone
from any part of the country
minister of FCT. And I then talked about the fact that FCT, by conception, belongs to every Nigerian.
Yeah.
By conception. I then talked about the fact that when Muritala regime took the decision to find a new federal capital for Nigeria, the argument was that Lagos is at the coast, that is militarily dangerous, to have a federal capital at this location and all that. So they decided to find a new federal capital. So, and Abuja, the center of the country, was their choice. The committee was led by the eminent jurist Akinola. Yes. And I remember saying something then that compensation was paid to the people who were
and
relocated. I then said that could it be, I added that could it be that compensation was not paid to everybody. Now, the fact that I have garnered from that program, from historians and from even FCT indigenes who are not simply out to abuse people once you disagree with them, is that not everybody was paid compensation. Yes. And that Obasanjo, in fact, said that it was impossible
for government to compensate
to pay everybody, So if some of them now are angry that I gave the impression that everybody had been paid, I think they are right to be angry with me, because if you fail to pay everybody, then the whole...
claim.
Yes, of course. The whole idea has been corrupted.
That you didn't... Well settled.
From the conception, it was a perfect idea to have a federal capital located in the heart of the country. It was a good idea. But just like many things that our government does, it will be beautiful on paper, but execution will be horrible.
Yes.
If the execution had been perfectly done, I don't think that some of the arguments that we're having today and this anger will be happening. I have nothing against
the
FCT people.
Nothing
they should stop. Those of them who think that, oh, he hates us, this and that.
No.
I've been a champion for minorities in our country. They should go back and watch some of the episodes. And abusing people on social media because on a particular day you didn't like what he said about you, it's not the right thing, because the same person who failed to praise you today may praise you tomorrow.
We are even going to give them a kind of right of reply on journalists.
Of course, some of the hidden things, Nigerians will be able to know
their representative,
the extent to which,
with our colleague Somna Sambo, so that their representative will come and
Nigerians will know the extent to which they were compensated and why they continue to agitate. For me, I see the FCT as a Nigerian state. That's the way it should be treated. Give them their governor, give them everything that belongs to Nigerian states. Don't treat them like something that is that does not matter. You know, the FCT today is a symbol of the prosperity of our country. Everyone goes there, and we are proud of FCT the way it is, but the rights of the FCT people have to be taken care of the indigenous. I am not against that, and those who think I'm against that, they are the ones who are ignorant. They need to know that.
Okay. So, come Sunday, we'll give a representative of the FCT to come and shed more light on this. Let's begin with another sad tale in our prolonged battle against insecurity as a country. Bandits kill about 13 soldiers in Niger State, while the Nigerian Air Force lost helicopter during evacuation of casualties. A statement issued by the spokesperson of the Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Edward Gabkwet, said the aircraft crashed in Chukuba Village in Shiroro Local Government Area of the state, while preliminary investigation has commenced to ascertain the cause of the air mishap. Let's share updates about the crash with you.
The helicopter was en route Kaduna on an evacuation mission from Zungeru Primary School after evacuating bodies of soldiers killed in a Sunday afternoon attack. It later crashed near Chukuba Village in Shiroro Local Council, one of the most affected areas by bandits. There was a resurgence of attacks in the last 8 days around Wushishi, Munya and Kotungura axis. The Niger State Emergency Management Agency reported that about 1,000 persons have been displaced by these attacks, and some are currently in temporary IDP camps in some primary schools in Kotungura. The Nigerian Air Force said efforts are ongoing to rescue the crew and passengers on board the helicopter that crashed, while preliminary investigations have commenced to determine the probable cause of the crash, although local sources in the village said the aircraft was shot down by one of the bandits' camps. No details yet regarding the details of persons on board the aircraft. The Niger State Governor Umaru Bago has also condoled the Nigerian Air Force over the incident and promises continual support to complement their efforts in combating terrorism.
For some time, we've been complaining about the activities of terrorists in Niger State and that Shiroro Local Government Area. That we said it on our previous edition of Journalist Anger that some areas in Niger State, they are under siege, occupied by these terrorists, and it's as if they've gone to reorganize and they are wreaking havoc in those communities.
It's a terrible situation. At least 10 local governments in Niger State are affected by rampant banditry.
10?
Yes, at least 10. Some, the degree of banditry varies from local government to local government. But local governments like Rafi, Shiroro, Munya, they are local governments where banditry happens again and again and again, and they still attack places like Ontagura and Wushishi. It's a very big state, and because of its size, there's ample space for these guys to hide. If you look at Niger, you look at Zamfara, some of the local governments in those states are bigger than some states in our country. So for this reason, they have ample space where they can hide and terrorize our people. So I would have expected that at least the terror that these guys represent in the in the Zungeru area, will have been, and Shiroro will have been addressed. But for years now, we've not been able to exterminate them from those areas. And before Shekau died, he actually relocated some of his men to Niger State. In fact, the last Salah celebration that he had, he announced releasing pictures of his men in the heart of Niger State.
We're not sure of what happened to that aircraft.
No, you see, the investigations are on. It is not every aircraft that comes down in enemy territory that comes down as a result of enemy fire.
Yeah.
You know, it may not. It may have come down as a result of lack of pressure or mechanical issue. But the unfortunate thing is, this happened when it was trying to evacuate I'm not sure this is the picture of the aircraft. Oh, okay. The aircraft is not, the helicopter is not fitted with guns. Yeah. So it's not for combat. It's for troop insertion, and it functions as an ambulance. You can use it to drop troops at a location where you want them to fight, and also as an air ambulance. I've done some work on that particular helicopter before.
Let's quickly take this breather. We'll be right back after this timeout.
In today's world, our lifestyle, both at work and at play, depends on connectivity. Our connectivity depends on the devices that make it possible, and these devices depend on electric power. When power fails, our life shrinks, our work drops, and our joy dips. JRB Solar Energy Systems are here to ensure that we enjoy uninterruptible power, uninterruptible joy. Whether you're running a business, an institution, or just a home you return daily to rest, JRB has got you covered. No project is too big for our super digital inverters, long-lasting batteries, and efficient solar panels. Go. Dream on. Change your world. JRB solar inverters, batteries, solar panels, solar streetlights, and more. Telephone 0906 752 1111. Email sales@jrbsolar.com. With JRB, the sun's gonna shine on everything you do.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
Thank you for staying with us. At the point in time, I think Jide was
yes.
This.
Yes, and I said there are some helicopters that can be used for troop insertion, used as air ambulance, and at the same time engage the enemy on ground, like the Chinook helicopters of the U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force, for example. You can play those roles, you know. In this case, this one is just for troop insertion and evacuation.
Air ambulance.
Yeah, air ambulance. So it can function. It's very roomy, you know.
Okay. So this is the particular.
Yes.
Maybe our producer just give us kind of ambient sound.
I'm familiar with all of those helicopters. I have flown with the Air Force in some of them, you know. So you can see it is roomy.
Yeah.
They even took me into the cockpit.
And this thing is very thick.
The armor is very thick. So to bring down this helicopter, they must have used, if it was indeed fired at, they must have used, what is it called?
Anti-aircraft.
Anti-aircraft gun.
These guys have this capability.
They always have anti-aircraft. They use it on troops, you know.
But for now, that cannot be ascertained yet because they need to. Is
the
it
T-Camo protects the pilot? He was pointing at the.
Yeah. Just ordinary AK-47 might not.
No. But we are not sure.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
how
Not
it
sure.
came down.
You can see the inside. The former president really helped the Air Force acquiring some of.
As former President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes. You know.
And of course, you see that the bandits would like to claim credit for saying that, but until the investigation is done and confirmed what happened, we cannot say that
They shot it down.
they shut it down. It could have been a mechanical fault or pressure, lack of pressure or whatever. But it's one of those things that happen. It's very unfortunate that it's happening. Accident happened.
Yes.
So
it's part of the risk.
It's part of the risk.
Every time
a
a fighter pilot or a helicopter pilot gets into the cockpit, it could be his last flight.
Yes.
Anything can happen.
It's very unfortunate.
So the accidents happen. I've seen even U.S. Air Force fighter jet crash at the point of landing. We had successfully executed the mission, just got to the point of landing.
The landing and the taking off is usually
that's when they caught fire. So
Olenga, you be worried that these guys might be kind of regrouping? Because after a while, it's as if we felt that we are winning the war. We feel we are winning the war, and there's a tendency for complacency.
That is the word. In fact, what this has shown is that troops must be rallied and let everybody know that it is not Eureka yet. Yeah, it's not yet Uhuru. We must, from time to time, get everything ready. Because the way this has happened now, in fact, yesterday, the first news of it I heard was that it crashed. So I said, it was later on when we were now heard about the issue of bandits killing soldiers and said, this again? Are we back on this same route again? So the service chiefs must rally their troops and also build their confidence that, look, accident will happen, we know, but we are doing everything possible to make sure that things like this don't happen again. It is easy talking about this, but those whose families are involved are the ones that feel the pain. The young man that was killed in Maiduguri the last time, several of them who have been killed. Their families are still missing them today. So now we need to make sure that whatever time this is going to happen, whether it is a jet that will fly the helicopter or whatever, or even arming our troops, it is better to overarm them than underarm them. So that when they are well prepared and they go there, they meet a less force, we know that, okay, but not in a situation where they are going, the helicopter, the aircraft, or whatever weapon they are going to be used must be top of the grade. This is very important because we can't afford to be losing people again at this point. We thought that they have been degraded, but with what is happening now, it seems as if they are regrouping and we shouldn't go back to that time again.
We need to be careful. As in, for these guys, Niger, Zamfara.
No, I've been saying that, look, anytime you think that you have won the battle, these guys always have a surprise on their sleeve for you. And it is terrorists now. These ones are not just the ordinary bandits. they have morphed with the bandits, but they are terrorists by training.
But yeah.
You know, they are terrorists. So you just have to be conscious of the fact that you cannot relax. They can strike anytime, you know. So we must not be complacent. Even in Borno State, they've been carrying out some attacks lately. In Banki, they killed some of our soldiers who were escorting people, traders who are moving from one town to another. You know, there's always a long convoy.
Yes.
So just people can't travel unless there is sufficient escort. Yeah, they were ambushed. Even a trailer loaded with cement was set ablaze. I saw the video of our soldiers who were killed in Rafi. They were in an hospital. We took them inside an hospital. It was a terrible thing, even looking at them. Some shot in the head, direct shot to the head. So this threat is still there. We must realize that the threat is still there, no matter how well we are doing. And the enemy does not give up easily. The enemy does not give up easily.
Of them, they are just too...
Whether thousands of them have surrendered or not.
No, it is not.
We must never think that the enemy has given up.
Yeah.
So let's not relax. I always say this. People will think that, oh, one is reluctant to praise when we need to praise this. But the enemy has not been defeated. Oh. Until something that happened like Tamil Tigers.
Yes.
Until what happened in Sri Lanka, I can see it. They killed them literally to the last fighter.
The last fighter.
And everyone can see that the terrorism in Sri Lanka came to an end. Until we see that, we must not relax.
We must not relax.
They will be planning the next attack.
Yes.
Look at, even in Zamfara, the attacks have not stopped. I was telling you about some places that I visited last August. The people demonstrated now that, look, the area is no longer safe. So I can't even go back to some of those places now in Zamfara. So the situation has not come down. I read a story of the governor visiting a village that was attacked, where they just kill people anyhow. But when you interview politicians, they will say, Zamfara is now safe. Absolute liars. There's nothing like that. There's still so much threat to the lives and well-being of our people. So we have to bear that in mind.
All right.